Hello, welcome back to episode 2 of this course. In this part of the course we're going to design the foundation of our game's UI. We'll also create a clickable navigation bar and structure our code for future screens like earnings, invest in items, businesses, stuff like that. Well anyway, by the end of this video you'll have all of that and separate files ready for each game section. This makes the game amazing and it just makes it, work. Well anyway, let's get started. So first we need to start by creating an 800 by 600 game window. So now what we're going to do is we're going to open up Visual Studio Code and then we're going to do a bit of code that makes it work. So yeah, let's get onto that screen. So as mentioned before, we're going to have to do some procedures to start. So first we need to install Python 3.10 plus. Anything over that is fine. And then we also need to run in the command prompt or in the terminal pip install pygame. So the way to do that is, first what you need to do is make a home or main.py. This we're going to call it main. And you want to go to terminal. You want to do pip install pygame. Oh, yeah, obviously. This is said requirement already satisfied. That's because I have pygame. Obviously, for those of you who don't have pygame, that will say otherwise and it will install it. Anyway, so the next thing we need to do is quite simple. We need to, well, we've already done that anyway. So it's all good. So, now that we've got a main.py, we need to do two things. And I'll tell you these because these are very important. So the first two things that we have to do is we have to import pygame and also we have to do pygame.init just to initialize the start of the game. So let's head on over and do this. So first we need to put import pygame. So import pygame. Oh, not shift. And then pygame.init with some brackets, and I'm pretty sure it's a colon. No, okay. And then next we have to set the screen size. So obviously if you're doing on mobile you want different screen size if you're doing on this. So I'm gonna do it on, I'm not sure to be fair, let's just go with the example. So screen equals pygame.display.set_mode. .set_mode, and then we also have to set the numbers. So I'm going to go with 800 by 600. So let's go. For some reason there's two brackets. Pretty sure it's because it's a number and a coordinate, but we can just try this. So now if we press this button it should run. Okay. That's very weird. Okay. So next thing we need to do is we need to set the caption. So obviously we're going to set it to something like business empire clicker or business clicker. So I need to stop pressing shift. So what we need to do is we need to do pygame.display .set_caption and then brackets and speech marks, and then I'm gonna go for business empire clicker. So now it's gonna, on the window you see up here, you see, not on this one but on other ones, there's like above this bar there's usually like a name. So that's what that caption is. So anyway, next what we need to do is we need to set the font. So, I don't want to do that. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Font equals pygame.font. Oh, I've got an old tab open. Let me just close this. Sorry about that, guys. So pygame.font.sysfont. So basically system font, but yeah. Pygame.font.sysfont. And then in the bracket, you want to choose a font. So I'm gonna go with this normal font I usually use, and it's called Arial. So what we're gonna do, hang on, I need to close Unity as well. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do Arial, and for now we're gonna set it to 24, but obviously we can change it to anything whenever we want to. Now that that's done, we're almost there. So you also want to run a game loop, which is actually, well, I'll say it's simple. It's not the simplest, but it works. So first, because we're going to have multiple screens, you see, we're going to go current underscore screen equals, and then we're going to do home. So that's the value of current screen, and then running we're going to set to true. So we running equals true, and I'm pretty sure you just do it like that. And then for the button positions, now you can copy the code from the course, but obviously I'm just going to paste it in because it's quite a big one. But here we go. So that's the code, but I am going to go through with the first one. So what I'm going to explain it actually. So Rect, this is Rect. What it does, you do the left, top, width and height. So that'll be the width of the button, be the height of the button. So it's obviously quite wide and quite short. And then this is the left and the right, so I'm pretty sure that's like to curve it. I'm not sure. No. That's how far from the left. And that's how far from the oh no. It's the left from the top. Oh, it's from the top. Oh, I forgot about that. I thought it was base and height. So, okay, anyway. It's been a while since I've done Pygame, but I'm getting there. But that's what you need to do anyway. Obviously, if you want it to be different, you can do that. You want to move it so you can do it like 200, it'll go to the middle. Or say 300 actually, it'll go to the middle, 600. But yeah, that's what to do. And then, what we need to do is we need to fill the screen with a colour. Like obviously you can do it with any. But yeah, so before we do anything, we need to set the game loop quick. So for event in pygame, then what we need to put is .event.get brackets and colon. So .event.get brackets colon. And then if event type equals pygame.quit. So if event type equals two equals, that's why I said it twice, pygame.quit. Do you put a colon? No, it's just a colon, no brackets. So if event type equals pygame.quit, running equals false. running equals false. I see, I've made an error. It's event.type. Stupid me. Right, that's sorted. So, next. That should... We're almost there. So, what we want to do is pygame.quit with brackets right at the bottom. So, pygame.quit with brackets. So that just quick, sorts that bit. And you want to do pygame.display.flip with brackets, which that you want to indent it by 1. So pygame.display.flip, and then put on the brackets. And then what you also want to do is clock.tick and then 60. So this is just like the clock tick, it clicks 60 times per minute because it's, yep. So yeah, that should work realistically. Clock is not defined. Why is clock not defined? Oh no, what have I done? So clock is not defined because I haven't put it in. Alright, that's helpful, mate. Clock equals, so clock would equal usually pygame.time.clock with a capital C and then brackets. So pygame.time.clock with a capital C and then brackets. I can't even do it right myself, so now it should be fine. When you press run, current underscreen equals home. Maybe I need the files for it actually. So now what we're going to need to do, that's how stupid I am, we need to add more files based on which home page you're on. So first, to do this, we need to add a switch screen way. So obviously I'll go through the first one with you and then we can go through the next ones after. So if, we need to space it out. So if event type, if current underscore screen, if current underscore screen is equal to home, then what we need to do is draw underscore home and then in brackets screen. Draw underscore home dot screen. Wait, what? No. Draw underscore home and then screen in brackets. So now we've got draw home is not defined. That is because we haven't defined pretty much anything really. So what we need to do is we also need to add this to the code. See. So because we're starting in an advanced way, you have to add this to the code. So from home, earnings, investing, items, use profile. We need to extract all of that from all of that. But what is the 6 errors? You're going to be like, what the hell? Because we've got to add the files. So we've got home.py. That's took one off. And we've got earnings.py. So yeah, feel free to pause and have a look at the ones that need to be done. And then just do them all and then, yeah. But I'm just going to do them on video because it's easier. and it's not too long. But yeah, so it's quite simple really, and obviously the game we're making is quite simple, but all of these skills can be used for across the whole thing, you know what I mean? So .py, we need to delete that one. So obviously there's one left. I need to delete that one quickly. And then UI.py. Now it's all good. So now we've got the nav buttons, we've got all of that. Draw underscore home screen. So obviously there's nothing on the home screen yet, but there's also a few more things we need to do. So let's go over, and running equals true. So the nav buttons are perfectly in. So now we need to do a while running after the navs. So there isn't a while running, so while running. So while running, colon, and then we also need to move it back a bit. So while running, we need to screen fill, and you can choose any colour for the background. But I'm going to do screen.fill. Have we got the colour thing? No, we don't. So we're going to have to do double brackets again, and then 255 3 times. So where were we? I've lost this now. Screen.fill. .255 by 255 by 255. That's done. So now, so if event is type pygame quit false, else if, no else if. So we also need to add an else if, and then we need to find out what one we're on. So we'll add this there, add that there, that can go there, and mouse is not defined. So there will be mouse equals, oh, did we not add that? No way, we didn't add that. Oh my god, we didn't add that. Okay, bet you's all looking at me now like, you idiot. Oh, I'll make up for it, I promise. So, oh no, mouse equals, so the mouse would equal pygame.mouse.get underscore pods, which just means position. So pygame.mouse.get underscore pods with brackets. So that is almost everything done. So we got the else if on there, yep. If current screen is home. So obviously now we need to just import the other ones. So obviously we've done this bit here, but you can get the code in the, I'll put it as a resource somewhere, you'll find it, I'll put it somewhere. But yeah, here's all the pages. So now what we need to do, oh no, sorry for the long one guys, copy this into UIPI. So what you need to do is, it would probably be easier for you guys to copy it, as it's just the same into each screen. So let's go into UI.py, and this is the code. So basically, I'll just explain it to you while we're here. Draw underscore button, screen text, rect, hover. So that just draws all of that. The colour is this, or it could be this. So anyways, next we have pygame.Draw.Rect, screen colour rect. So these are the three values that we are drawing. So the font equals pygame.font system font Arial, which we used earlier, and that's 20. And screen.blit, which blit, this is a function that can basically put onto the screen. It says font.render text true 000, and then it rects the x plus 10 and the y plus 10. So now if we save, then you would think it would work. You'd be like, oh, finally we finished, but no. Here's where we go. So we need to copy this into each screen. So because there's so many, I'm just going to let you copy it because it's just little code. So let me get Copilot off. Draw underscore earning screen, which this you're going to change to like user underscore profile, which I am going to do now actually. So draw underscore user underscore profile, and then this is user profile screen. So that's it. That probably needs to be at the top right. Oh well, we'll just try with that and see what happens. So now that we've done that, we've got to do it for every other one. So not main. We've got to do it for items.py. So draw underscore items screen, and then we're going to do investing. Draw underscore investing, and then investing screen, and then now I've got home. So we've got home, and we've got home. Now I've got one more. Let's just save it. We've got earnings. Now this is probably our main screen, earnings, but for now we're just going to keep it like that, and we don't have to change anything on that one because it is draw underscore earnings. So now I think one thing might happen, but there's only one way to find out. Python main.py cannot import draw underscore profile from user underscore profile. Yeah, that's because it's draw underscore user underscore profile. So now this should work, right? I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but if you can't, I'll make sure I fix it for the next episode. But it's currently not responding, so that's obviously not good. So let's go to main.py. Let's run it. So it's looking like a black screen at the moment. So yeah, because I'm pressing X and it's saying not responding. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a minute. Well, you guys won't have to wait, but yeah, you'll see me in a sec, and I should come up with a solution. So guys, we have now fixed it, and it looks like it's currently working perfectly. So everything's alright. I don't know why import pygame is in there, but it seems to be working, so yeah, it's not too much of an issue. If we do python main.py, that's our main file. Obviously, if you've named it something different, then it will be something different. Now you can see, look, home screen, earnings screen, investing screen, items, etc, etc. So it's all working, but now we need to expand and build more. So guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.